Hello chickies and welcome to the Fully Booked Penguin channel. I am Hannah and today we're having a really whimsical weekend. So it's currently Saturday and I've been going through it this month. I really have. It's been a rocky month and mainly because of a situation with my debut novel. Excuse the rooster, it's flippin' annoying, but he's there, so he crows all day. But I thought that we would just whimsify this weekend just to get me back in the groove of everything's okay. Not everything is okay, you know, my body does crash due to stress and chronic illness. So I guess in that sense I'm still in pain and, you know, struggling, but comparatively much better than before. Which brings us to what we're going to do this weekend. I have no plans. And I probably won't film the whole day. I thought I would film the little bits that I choose to whimsify my day with. Which pretty much means just doing stuff that I know I enjoy. And doing it with the best attitude and optimism I possibly can. So I haven't been reading recently just because of stuff. I haven't had the brain power to do it because I've been stressing over everything else. Not stressing, like, I've been unsure and disappointed, I think is better. I've sort of given it over to the Lord, so I wasn't super duper stressed, but I was very much sad because just would have preferred everything to work out the first time. I think that's relatable, but since that didn't happen, something better has come in, new plan, Lord willing, it will work out. So, I haven't been reading. Therefore, since I haven't been reading, I have a lot of books to catch up on, and it is already mid-November, and I've read 2 books. So the 2 books I want to finish this weekend, I would really like to finish this weekend. One is a manga, therefore really quick, and the other is a book which I was unsure about, but I started reading it. Definitely in the mood for it, so we're going to latch onto that and continue reading. So the books are Yona of the Dawn, Volume 31. Yona of the Dawn is actually coming to a close, the manga series. So that's kind of exciting, but also that means I won't be collecting it anymore. But it means all our characters will have to be wrapped up. Now, I think it's up to, it's in the 40s, the volumes, and I'm only up to 31, so I still have room to continue reading until it's wrapped up. I won't be waiting on the ending, I don't think. The previous volume had a very nice little happenings in it, so I was very happy, but now I think we're going to go back into the tension. The other book we're going to be reading is K.M. Shea's Pack of Dawn and Destiny first book, which is Hunted. And in that we're following Pip, who isn't a werewolf, she is a hunter. But hunters kind of work with werewolves. Anyway, the good werewolves, there's the alpha of this pack. And I thought it was going to be like she's getting bullied by the pack, because that's the vibe the first bit of the blurb gave. But I don't think that. They in fact kind of dote on her, but on a kind of suffocating way, and more she's just a weak little hunter. So really, all the werewolves have been quite likable so far, but there has been, an attack, which wasn't so fun, because our werewolf lost his humanity. So we'll see where that goes, but I'm really interested. So, and because it's not bullying, I can read it with a bit of calm, because I didn't want to experience that. So, since it's not that, we get to have a fun time, hopefully. As I say, I think I'm only 2 chapters into it, but so far. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to have a whimsical little weekend. I'm also going out to the movies on Monday, which obviously I probably won't film much of, but that's going to be part of our whimsy for Monday. So I'll let you know about the movie and what I think of the movie in this vlog too. So until then, we're just going to celebrate the Lord showing me a new path, teaching me a few lessons, praying it continues, going well. So let's get into the video. Some people might think that whimsifying your life or your weekend means not doing anything work-like or doing things that only you enjoy and hobbies the whole time. But no, that's not what I think. Whimsifying life is it's adding whimsy to ordinary day tasks. I'm going to do the dishes now. Very mundane task. I'm not very popular with some people, but it needs to be done. And I don't mind washing dishes, to be honest, but we need to add a little spice to it. So I'm going to put on some music. I'm going to turn up the volume, and we're going to have a little dance while I do the dishes, because, well, that's the fun of it, really. So I'm going to do that, and then I don't know what we'll do after that. I have no real set plans, and that's part of the whimsy, I suppose. Part 1, let's put on some tunes, and part 2, let's run some water and get these dishes done. I still have some stuff to do, some dishes to dry, but we've run out of the Rose World track, so now I get to choose another CD. Because CD players are great. Like, you own the music, goes on a rant. So it just depends on what I listen to next. Because I have IU or TXT and Hypen, 17, Zero Base 1, One Us, ATEEZ, SF9. This lighting is great, isn't it? Kingdom, Plave, Boy Next Door. I love the track Dear My Darling, but it's so short. I find it hilarious that it's like a laptop. Remember back in the day making fake laptops? Anyway, there's a track list. I love Dear My Darling. It's only 1:40 long. Why? Anyway, so we're gonna get the CD out and play this one. Feel the same way. One thing you may know about me, I'll tell you, is that I happen to be a tea towel hoarder. I don't know how it happens, because in my head I don't think about it. But for some reason, here, especially at my desk, I just happen to collect tea towels. For example, 1 tea towel, 2 tea towel, 3 tea towel. Why are they here? I have no clue. They just collect, and I'm like, why do I have so many? A funny habit of mine that I don't know how it happens. My phone needs to charge, so we're sitting at our desk while it charges. Now, there's multiple things I could do while sitting here. Number 1, I could write, which honestly is probably what I want to do, but what I got to do before 7 p.m. tonight, I've got to read all my buddy read stuff. And you may say, oh yeah, that's 1 book. No, it's not 1 book. It's 4. Now, we did skip last week, so technically, Heir Fire, I'm already up to date. We're up to, well, I read from 41 to 45. So we're up to 46, but I did that last week and we skipped. So I still have my notes for those 5 chapters. So I don't have to read this one. I must say the last 5 chapters, just couldn't care less, to be honest. A lot of like Rowan and Selena and Manon in these 5. And for those who don't know, I prefer being in Kale's point of view. He's pretty much the only one I care about at this point in the book. So when I get no Kale, here's the thing, my enjoyment levels, I still read it, but I don't have a jolly fun time unless Kale's on screen. Which I know is probably like not the opinion of most. I hear some people think Kale's boring. I don't hate Kale. Whereas everyone in the book seems to hate Kale right now. And I'm like, why? I come up with all the defenses for my boy. So, but Ress is my main man in that series. And he's going to die probably. So that's ripperoni. But anyway, enough of that one. That leaves us with these 3. So I am up to, oh no, I've lost my spot. Okay, we just finished the Quidditch World Cup. Which means we're up to chapter 9, which is the Dark Mark. So that's 22 pages I have to read of this for the day. Fortunately, tomorrow is a Sunday, so I don't have to read it. Then we have Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis, which I have a chapter to read of this. And let me just say the chapter ending of this one is, woo! Oh my goodness, it's a long chapter too, for this book. And then we have this one, We'll Prescribe You Another Cat, which we're reading the first story of. And that's like 70-something pages, I think. No, 67 pages. Oh, even worse than I thought. Story of this. This first one is usually the longest. The next one is super short. Well, maybe not super, but it's only like 40 pages, 30-something pages. But we're not up to that one, so we have to read the first story, which is about Katetsu, Noel, and Bibi. I might put on the audiobook for Harry Potter, which means that we can fly through that while I mosey around doing, I don't know, online shopping, Christmas shopping, maybe? Wipe that out of the way and post it, because that one we don't chat about at 7 o'clock. We just post our review and the other person gets around to answering when they read the chapter. Usually I'm ahead. I found this bloke who reads Harry Potter, because I hate AI voices. I do not support AI audiobooks. So that means I found someone who actually reads the books. And he makes little mistakes, but I like hearing the little mistakes over the AI, obviously. So we have Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, and that is read by Science Reading. Supposedly I'm on a 0-book streak, even though I read. Like, the streaks on Storygraph don't work, because I feel like they reset at a time that doesn't count my reading, and I'm like, wow, but I did read. I read Shea and I read Harry Potter yesterday, so I don't know what's problem is. I'm just saying that my streak should be higher, and it's not. Good morning. Good morning. Today, I thought I would do my makeup and tell you about last night, because I kind of just abandoned the camera because I was on my phone the entire evening. And you're saying, Hannah, why were you on your phone the entire evening? I was reading Hunted by Shea, and I was having a jolly old time. I really like Grayson. He's the male lead in this one, and he's like 1,000 times better than, what's his name? Killian Drake in the first one. And Raquel was okay, but, you know, he was still one of those really, like, reserved, grumpy kind. And so Grayson he's a puppy. he's meant to be like this fearsome wolf. But he's really nice and cuddly with our FMC Pip. So I'm adoring him so far. I am 100% like a golden retriever, or not even golden retriever, just like they can be serious and manly, but have a bit of humor, have a bit of playfulness to them. That's the kind of male lead I enjoy. I'm not really a grump lover, to be honest. Anyway, so Grayson, what a lad. So I finished that book. I immediately wanted to go into the next book of the trilogy. Who knows, maybe I will. And I'll just update you with the wrap up and say, hey, actually, I didn't just do one, I went all of them. But I do have other books on my list, so we'll see. We'll see if I decide to mood read this month or whether I stick to the TBR. So Hunted is about Pip, who is a hunter. Her parents died when she was young. None of the other hunters' families took her in, except for this one family who you don't know at the start why she gets their help but doesn't live with them. Anyway, so she was adopted by a werewolf family, like this grandma-grandpa situation. And so she's inherited the hunting power of her mother, which gives off these pheromones, they call it, which make all the pack look at her like she's a little puppy and needs to be protected. We also know that she didn't get the power of her father, which is a mystery, because her father didn't have it, but his family line did. She just assumed she didn't get that and just got her mother's line, because that was sort of what they were hoping when they got married, was that she would pick up the mother's family powers. Something happens with a neighbouring pack. Other hunters come in to solve this little incident or find out where and why things went wrong. Unfortunately, the investigator seems a little too interested in her pack and not the one that was actually in trouble. So that's sort of what we go through for the first book. It is supernatural, werewolves and like the fae and vampires and stuff I mentioned as well. And I think the first book really, it dove into history and the lore. And so it was a little slow at times. There was also a lot of mentioning of her cats. And as I don't mind cats, but I'm not really a cat lover. So I was a little bored when it came to the cats. There was quite a chunk about the cats too. So I was less interested in the cats, to be honest. I think maybe they were going for the same vibes as the previous Court of Midnight and Deception. I think that was the name of the previous trilogy. With that Fae trilogy, she has pets, and the pets are really important because she gets along with the pets. And I don't know whether this was meant to be sort of their pet section for this one, but I just couldn't care less about it. We have mentions of Hazel and Killian, and we get mentions of the Fae Queen, whom I'm blanking on, but Regel's wife. They come into the story at some points, so that was fun. I just adored Grayson. I thought Grayson was great, and our main characters. I wasn't sure whether she would just get bullied all over the place, but she wasn't. I wouldn't put up with half the stuff this stupid pack did, but in their eyes, they were just doing their training. But I was like, dude, you're a whole pack against one poor little hunter, which I guess they're saying made her stronger, but she was just exhausted. She was like, oh my gosh, I'm really not a part of this group. I'm just their prey, really. Anyway, we had some big reveals near the end. Quite a few reveals, actually, at the end of this book. Guess we'll see how that all works out. I'm sure it will all work out for the good. I thought I'd put a little bit of makeup on today. Not that I'm going out, but I thought, you know what? We're being whimsical. And the whimsicalness I've chosen today is 1, put on a bit of makeup. 2, I'm wearing a nice little dress that my friend actually gave me. Oh, also last night, we had our book chats. As suspected, we didn't quite agree on Throne of Glass or Heir of Fire. I just don't like Rowan, to be honest, and I know that my friend likes him. I think he's just a big grumpy Gus, to be honest. And I know he's got his whole past. We all know his backstory, but at the same time, I'm just... dude. So I don't think we'll ever see eye to eye on that. I think with him, it's not that I have anything... well, like, there's so many things he's done wrong, but I've never had I will never forgive you moment for him. But I just couldn't care less about him, to be honest. And yet he's such a jerk. Anyway, that's an unpopular opinion, I know. Everyone loves Rowan. They adore him. I think he's one of the greatest. Not me. We also read the first story of We'll Prescribe You Another Cat. And that was meh. I mean, it was a story, but I didn't feel connected. There was far too much talk about cat litter, to be honest. And cat poop. And I'm the kind of reader that doesn't appreciate poo humour. You know, toilet humour, they call it. I just don't feel it has a place in civilized society. I'm yet to have breakfast. My father has told me that we're having toasted sandwiches for lunch. So all that to say, yes, I binged my Hunted book, enjoyed myself thoroughly. No one in it annoys me, so that's always a good sign for a book, if no one annoys me. See? Yes! Okay. Makeup done. Now I'm gonna eat before I faint, because whew, the cookies I made yesterday, so good. So delicious. Honestly, 10 out of 10 idea for me yesterday. The whimsy of a good chocolate chip cookie. Also, I froze some of the dough so I can just take out what I want and cook it and have a delicious fresh cookie whenever I feel like it. Now we have to choose what I'm gonna eat for a little pre-lunch snack. First, I feel the orange juice needs a little moment so that I can take allergy medicine. Then I might have the same as I had yesterday. Just right. Good. I had my own church time this morning, which is good. I've been considering going to church, but every time I leave the house, my chronic illness reminds me that I'm chronically ill. And so if I ever have a week where I have nothing on for the first couple of days in the week, then I might go. But the thing is, it just knocks me out, especially just sitting up. I'm even at my desk or whatever, I just need to go lie down sometimes. And it's so weird because I'm like, I just laze around all day and you'd think that was sitting, but I don't remain sitting. I like lounge out, I have to go, just different angles of uprightness throughout the day because otherwise I'm just zapped of all energy. And believe it or not, I don't really want to go to church just to sit at the back and then excuse myself when I need to go lie down. Nobody should be judgmental, but I would judge myself. It's the real problem. I'm sure they would just be happy to see me, and I would be the only one thinking, oh gosh, how awkward. I have to go lie down. And then of course I have the days after where I'm just like, sorry, what? What is life? Anyway, they say it's the thought that matters, so maybe that's enough. Just the thought. That being said, I need to go sit down because I've been standing for 5 minutes. That's enough. That's enough.
Everyone's going to love my famous mutton stew.
Now I am somewhat horizontal. To be honest, I feel like a bit of a nap. It's been a busy morning. I got out of bed. I did my makeup. And had breakfast. That's a big day for me. This is a long, busy day. And sometimes you just need to sleep for your brain to start functioning again. Gonna have Snoggle Toff, How to Train Dragon on the TV. And we're just gonna have a little nap, I think. And then I'll reconsider what we might do. It will probably be lunchtime by then. Exciting stuff anyway. And then, who knows? I do have Yona that I could read. I don't know, do some writing or something. I don't know. Honestly, I just want a nap. So we'll do that first. Which isn't super whimsical. It's kind of everyday for me. But napping can be whimsical if you put on a cute video and maybe some tunes. And then just zone out to some daydreaming / sleeping. I look like I've been hit by a truck. No, I actually look great. I look fantastic. I feel like I've been run over by a truck. You know, sometimes naps, they're great, but also you just feel like asleep after them. I put on Love and Deepspace Symphony. There's a video, like a 22-minute video. There we go. We got there eventually, and it's fantastic. But I did fall asleep. I did have a little nap. So that's somehow, what? But that's how it sometimes is with chronic fatigue, is sometimes you just wake up and you're like, oh yeah, I'm good, and then you live for half a second, and suddenly you realize, oh, okay, no, we're not good today, after all, after 5 seconds. The whimsy is currently very low with day, but maybe Here's the thing, watching stuff tends to make me sleepy as well, so everything makes me sleepy. And maybe I'll go make myself a toasted sandwich and then sit outside, depending on the weather. I know it's overcast. We'll see if the weather is weathering or not. Maybe I just need some fresh air. It's not going to cure me, guys. It's not. It's probably going to make me feel even more sluggish if it's warm. Let's go make a sandwich, decide what we're going to put on that sandwich, and go from there. I've acquired a sandwich. I'm shaking because that's my life. Ham, tomato, and cheese. It is a fresh day. It is the day of the Monday. And my brother is taking me to the movies today. And we might have some lunch, around that time. Not too much lunch, I don't think, because we're gonna probably have some snacks. I woke up this wee morning, and I sometimes I think that the Lord has some humor at my expense. Because last night I prayed, in my prayers, I said, Lord, I pray for my artist. I pray that you get them to contact me in your timing, but within the next week or so. Sometimes I'm a bit bargaining. I try not to be, but sometimes I am. And look, I should have been a bit more specific because, of course, I have my original artist who disappeared from the planet. I just assumed something had come up. And then we have the new artist who I really want to work with. I didn't specify that I was in my head thinking this one, and my original artist finally got back to me. Turns out she was sick. And I was like, well, that's fine. I do think I will go with the other artist still. But I can use the original artist for promo material and whatever. I'll figure it out. But I was like, because I was thinking maybe I've been ghosted for life, and then I got a response, and so then I was like, well, I've sort of already decided not to use that cover anymore, but now I will get that cover, and so I'm confused. I confused myself. I'm like, Lord, you've thrown me into a loop. Thank you for answering me. It wasn't quite the way I was expecting, though. Anyway, so I don't know what to think, but that's been my morning. I choose to find amusement. I was a little bit cautious. I've sent off a nice message in reply to my original artist. But I also was transparent that I hadn't heard from her for a month, and I had to seek out other options. Clearly, as a businesswoman, publishing my own book is a business of sorts, so But that's been my morning, is trying to word out a message, contacting my brother saying, does this sound nice and okay, but also laying down what's happened and what I'm planning to do. You try to do the best by everyone, and you can't do that when it's like a situation like this anyway. So I'm dressed cute for the movie. We're going to go watch Now You See Me, Now You Don't. And this outfit has nothing to do with that, by the way. I got my tights on. Got my little dress. Got my Caleb jacket. It's a part of me. It's part of my identity now. And then I've got my necklace with my Caleb necklace. And then my EXO Shimin ring on there. I didn't put any foundation on today. I just did eyebrows, eyeshadow, bit of mascara, some lippy. My brother will be picking me up in 2 hours-ish to go have our hangout time and movie. I'm also going to contact my other artist and just say, hey, just making sure I don't need to do anything more before the next step in the process. As I say, I'm not upset hugely by any of it. It's just stressing me out because I'm 100% a people pleaser, and I thought my path was pretty straight, and then it keeps Just keeps wobbling on me. The Lord is teaching me to be flexible. And it feels like he keeps teaching me the same lesson. The original artist got back to me, so with the few edits I requested. So we have that now. Hopefully that comes through the email. And then I have another thing I have to do to resolve that whole situation. And then we're done with that one. She's sweet, but unfortunately she got ill at the wrong time. You gotta hate illness. I get it. Okay, so it's currently raining, which is glorious. So I keep getting distracted. It's raining, which is glorious, but it does mean I'm going to go out in that weather, and I kind of just want to snuggle up and stay at home and just nap. But I had napped literally all of yesterday. That's why you didn't see much of me. I was out of it. I think I will go have a little cookie. Cookie. I also turned off all the AI stuff on Gmail. If you don't know, go check that out because you have to go through the settings because it's automatically on. You don't turn it off. Dastardly companies. But, what can you do in this world? Oh, I also watched Marry My Husband. Did I mention that? I don't know. It was fun. In the show, we're up to where the male lead and the female lead are, well, he's trying to work with her and she says, I want to be an independent woman on this for my own thing because the bad girl, she uses tons of people and relies on tons of people to do her dirty work. And she's like, no, I want to do this on my own power, unlike the other girl. So, but the bloke is like, please let me help you. It is you. It's you're being independent being, but at the same time, at least use me as a resource. Please. She's like, poor lad. He's trying to protect her. It's not working out for him currently. So, my mother also rang. She's going to be gone for another week. But it's for good purpose. It's helping my brother and his wife and kids. She gets to see my nephews before me. She gets to see my nephews. And they've grown. And the youngest is talking full sentences. It's crazy. So I have an hour and 20 minutes. Hour and 20 minutes before my brother comes so we can go movie watching. I'm going to have a little snack and hopefully sit down and write some. I'm a bit behind because I was telling you, I'm a bit behind on my chapter a week because there's been a lot going on that stressed me out. We're also going to light a candle because that's going to be our whimsical moment. And I would go dance in the rain, but currently ready to go out, so that's not going to happen. But I am going to put on my boots with the red laces because I know that's slightly whimsical. I'm also going to put in some tunes. A lot of things going to happen. The thing with this egg candle is it's hollowing it out. Because I've said hollowing out, I have to light it like this, which is probably highly dangerous, but it's lit. They remind me of the circus for some reason. I think it's really just the gold and the red remind me of like a ringmaster's coat. But I love the red, the black, and the gold. Such a superior like combination. Same with blue, brown, and white. Although I love a good orange and blue, which I guess is along the same vein as like blue and brown, but just orange. I also like light pink with light blue with like black and white to help it out. Love that too. There's just some combinations that are just peak. You know, they're just better than the rest. And I have to say, those colours they're up there. They please the eye. My eye. My little eyeballs. My blues. I wrote a couple of lines, let's be honest. I have one of those things which I find a lot of people have, and that is if I have something on sort of midday-ish afternoon, my morning is done. The morning is just waiting in preparation for it. And you can't seem to focus at all. Unfortunately, I am one of those people. Sometimes I'm great. I can focus, do whatever. But other times, 100%. If there's something on, Anything before that, not possible. I may have a Yona in my book series, and so I wrote a couple of lines for my Yona. the love I have for these characters. But as I say, I'm not a romance writer, but I like to have just little relationships, a little bit of romance in there, just a little bit, and the slowest burn you could possibly have at the same time, because I don't do fast relationships. So anyway, that's a little insight. I now have 12 minutes before my brother arrives, and so I'm going to grab my wallet and probably a bag, since I have 0 pockets on me. Oh no, the jacket does have pockets. Believe it or not, it's not the same day. I did hang out with my brother, and I promptly came home and just like a pancake. And again, today is a comfy day because I'm recovering from going to a movie. The movie was actually pretty fun. I did guess it. I did guess the big plot twist. I feel it was pretty easy to tell. I don't think there was really much mystery to it. It was still a fun movie, even though I knew the big plot twist. And most of the magic was sleight of hand, so I could see how they did most of it. I still had a fun time. We got a popcorn, a drink, and like a choc top ice cream. I got the boysenberry. It was fantastic. It was so good. I am not the biggest chocolate fan. I can give or take chocolate, but the ice cream was pretty good. Other than it sort of just sits in the top of the cone. It doesn't drift down to the bottom, and that's just not on, you know? What did I do when I got back? I half watched the first Spider-Man with my dad, being back and forth with my artists. That's about it, to be honest. I'm so tired. As I say, go out for a couple of hours, come back oofed out, but it was good. It was fun. I enjoyed myself, so it was all worth it in the end. I did say I was going to read Yona of the Dawn, which will take like 5 seconds. So I think I'm going to read Yona with you now, and then we're going to close up the video, because the whimsy I'm going to be doing today is sleeping. There's a new rooster in the neighborhood, and wow, the lighting change. Sorry about that. There's a new rooster in the neighborhood, and it loves life, i.e. it's continuously going cock-a-doodle-doo during the day. And you can't tune it out, but when it's going off and you're outside or by the window, you're like, wow, he's really making it known. Yeah, so we're gonna read some Yona. Let me grab it. I've actually had so many videos which I start and then I get like 2 clips of, and I crash, so I don't have anything more to say. It's kind of annoying. 180 something pages in this volume, number 31. So we're just gonna sit here. Oh, I just hate his face so much. Suan. Oh, and this bloke's worse. I expect everything's gonna start going downhill because the artist is wrapping up the story. So I feel everything's gonna go downhill until the ending where it's all resolved somehow. Which I hope is a happy ending, because I can't do with a sad one. That's the problem with reading a series that wasn't finished. It could all end in tears. I love the fire tribe of the younger bloke, the younger brother. So cute. All of them. Adorable. I love them so much. I hate the culty man so much. I hope he doesn't appear ever again. I hope. We've finished, and after the cuteness of the previous volume, we're back to Anxiety Town. He's an angry boy, and fair enough, I am also an angry girl, so it's all one in the same. Oh, I flippin' hate the advisor, man. Suwon's not much better because he's just letting it happen. So there we go. Volume 31 done. I just know that things are gonna keep going downhill, and it's just not fun times. I feel like that wasn't quite whimsical end to our vlog. If my body didn't just immediately go into fight or flight response, just from the simplest of things, I'm sure I'd be fine. But the thing is, unfortunately, my body does immediately think it's in danger, which is incorrect, believe it or not. I have to take a 0.5 away for the anxiety. I know that's part of the book, but it can't be a 5-star unless I'm just happy. Like, I finished the book and I'm just cuddly. Otherwise it has to take a little bit of a mark off. It is emotional. I almost cried. It is funny though. It is tense and sad. Not relaxing. It's definitely not relaxing. Do I find the characters lovable? Yes. Except for the bad guys. Hate them. So there we have it. The end of this whimsical time, even though we were, as I say, stressed out. Thank you for watching this little vlog. I know it was just a little all over the place, but that's part of Whimsy. It's all over the place, right? I hope you join me in my next vlog or video, whatever it happens to be. I don't know at this point. Probably my TBR for December, which, you know, I'm going to try and find some Christmassy books. I'm going to try. But they are mostly, like, romance books. So we'll see if I'm in the mood for that. Also, I want to finish off a couple of series before the end of the year, so stay tuned. Anyway, until then, peace.
ATINY